In Outer Worlds 2, there are a bunch of secrets, tips, and tricks that I wish somebody would have told me sooner. What's good, guys? In this video, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you that you need to know. It's essential. So without further ado, let's go ahead and lock straight into this video. If you want to skip to any part of the guide, feel free to check that chapter list down below. You know I got you. The free market station auto electrical wall puzzle. So to be honest with you, this is probably one of the most annoying puzzles in the game if you don't have a specific gun that lets you see through the walls. But in order to solve this puzzle, I'll go ahead and show it to you real quick. All you have to do is you want to flip this top switch right here, flip the second one, skip a row, and flip this one and flip this very last one. Then you want to come over here and go from right to left, go here, here, and straight across. Flip this one switch at the top, and then finally just go straight across. That right there is going to be able to instantly open this up for you, and you'll be able to go inside of here. You'll get a advanced decryption key, some bit cartridges, 437 to be exact, as well as a triple barrel shotgun. There's also a music box, a journal, and some dehydrated water right here. Grab what you need, get the goods, and let's go ahead and keep it moving. On the Incognito, there is going to be a whole bunch of secrets, so let's go ahead and break them all down. The first one, when you receive a high security lockbox in this game, they will all go inside of this device right here. But what you may not know is you can scroll between all the different lockboxes you collected throughout your playthrough by clicking the cycle up and cycle down options over here on the left of this device. That way you'll be able to pick whatever you want, and you won't be wasting your precious advanced decryption keys on something you may not want to use for right now in your playthrough. Moving on, inside of your captain's locker, you have a safe. In order to get access to this safe, you have several ways to do it, but the easiest way to get access to this safe right here that has a toss ball card, some alcohol, and some other good things in there, you want to immediately run all the way to the back of the ship, go straight for the engine room, hop down, crawl under, and right about here is going to be a key that opens this up. Another way to get the key to open up the safe, you can come right over here. There's going to be a crumpled up list. You can then exit the Incognito and re-enter. If Val doesn't have anything else to talk about, when you speak to her on the ship, she's going to tell you exactly where the key card is. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and do it that way as well. The locked door over in the locker room. So over on the right hand side, there's going to be a level 11 lockpicked door that you need to unlock. You can either wait until you have lockpick 11, or you can hop over these boxes right here, look down, and disable the power. That will instantly unlock the door for you, and you'll be able to receive the rookie's reward. The rookie's reward is actually a unique weapon that you probably want to get as early as possible. This gun acquires experience as you use it, increasing its power to new levels. So it's very essential that you get this as soon as possible so that you can have a pretty powerful weapon by the end of the game, if you choose to use it. It uses short rounds, which is a pretty common ammo type in the game, so it's a pretty useful rifle. Alright, let's quickly talk about armor and upgrading your companions. So you're going to be able to upgrade your companions after you do their companion quest line. Once you've done so, you're going to receive a companion upgrade, which you can then either talk to Niles and use his tinkering ability, or go to a workbench. The party upgrades are going to be over here on the right, and you can switch amongst these freely as long as you have the appropriate upgrades on that playthrough. Now, when it comes to the actual companions themselves, you will only be able to give them a skill when you receive a perk point. But when it comes to these perk points, you will only be able to use them once, and then you'll have to level up in order to get a different skill. So just be careful when you're selecting different types of skills, because you want those things to kind of synergize with your gameplay and your playstyle. Moving on, inside of the workbench, you also have crafting mods and breakdown. The crafting stuff is pretty simple. Whenever you receive a brand new mod in the world, you're going to receive a recipe of that mod. So you can make as many copies of these as long as you have the resources to do so. And be careful, some of these resources are not infinite. You're going to only find a certain amount of them in a single playthrough in that game. So make sure you're just not using them up on anything. However, when it comes to these mods, if you have a mod and you have a couple of extra on hand, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and throw those mods inside of your favorite armor. You are able to replace a mod with a different mod that is in armor. However, once you replace that mod, it will be destroyed and it's gone forever. So you're going to have to craft a brand new copy in order to use that mod again. Now, when it comes to armor in this game, you have light, medium, and heavy. For light armor, evasion chance is at plus 20% and combat sprint speed is at plus 50%. For medium armor, it's all about evasion chance, damage resistance, and combat sprint speed, at which point you're going to have evasion chance at plus 15%, damage resistance at plus 5%, and combat sprint speed at plus 25% at base. Then finally, the heavy armor is all about the damage resistance. It gets plus 10 damage resistance built into the kit. Now most armor in the game has two slots, an armoring slot and a utility slot. So make sure you're sliding in exactly what you need for that specific armor piece so that it works best for your build. Some weapons, armor, and helmets are actually legendary, and one of their mod slots is already taken up by a legendary slot, which is fine. These are unique abilities for that specific item, and you probably don't want to ignore these. For example, the Rookie's Reward, a machine gun that we got a little bit earlier, this thing is going to level up along with your character. As long as you're using it, it will also acquire experience points to level itself up, which makes it more powerful. Pretty amazing rifle if you ask me. It has one other slot in it that is an optic slot. You'll be able to slide something in that slot, but you won't be able to put any other things on this rifle. There's going to be a bunch of different pets that you can find all over the world. For example, this Protectorate Wasp, you can get this in a secret area which is on the eastern part of Paradise Island. If you go over here to the ARC, if you receive the key card over in the Ministry of Accuracy, you'll be able to get in here no problem. As soon as you get inside, as long as you don't get yourself into any trouble, you'll be able to talk to the vendor and you'll be able to buy this little drone for your ship. Of course, pets are unique and you're going to be able to go back to your ship and switch out and select from the different pets that you have already found. Now, it's probably not a bad idea to walk up to your pet and pet it a little bit, show it a little bit of love and affection, and it might do something special for you later on in your playthrough. The helmet in Fairfield. If you didn't know, when you go to Fairfield and you walk behind this medical center, there is a huge field. Now, in the middle of this field is going to be a scarecrow that has a toss ball card in its hand and it has a helmet on. This helmet is actually unique and it has a camouflage skill. The helmet in question is going to be this one right here, the Battle Helm of Petrobane. So you become camouflage while standing completely still, and this can actually work very well alongside of some of the other moves in the game, which basically gives you a pretty unique sneak style. So if you're running that type of build, this could be very useful. But just be careful, the Patero rays in the game, it doesn't work on them. Now let's talk about this gadget right here. This shield is extremely important and it's going to be a useful way to get you inside of the Vox relay area without any type of confrontation. If you want to receive this shield, you're going to have to go over to the ARC. You may have already visited the ARC if you have your drone, but in order to get this, you need to talk to this doctor right here. You're going to have to do a couple of quests for her, but once you finish, you will receive the gadget. Now, with this gadget in hand, the world becomes a lot easier to navigate through, especially when it comes to the Zyranium Poisoning. This, alongside of medical and some other skills, is going to make the Zyranium Poisoning in the game pretty much a non-factor. Pickpocketing. So pickpocketing in this game is extremely easy for the most part. You're going to be able to receive a bunch of hidden keys and items on each of the different NPCs in the game. They may have a key to their own personal lockbox that has a rare weapon in it or a rare item or hat. So it's in your best interest if you have the skill to pickpocket to do so whenever you get the chance to, especially if you want to get into their own personal chests. If you didn't know already, when talking to this guy in Fairfield and going up to the Spire Grove to do his quest line, you can actually use this jump puzzle right here over to the left. Just look at this helmet, hop up on this surface over here and hop straight across, and you'll be able to go all the way up to the top to Spire Grove without any issues. You don't have to walk all the way around. However, there are a lot of benefits to having engineering in the game. There are so many engineering checks in the game that you may want to actually take advantage of. So it's completely up to you whether you want to put points in engineering or not. A pretty cool use case for the engineering skill, if you want to get inside the Vox relay and also walk around freely without worrying about the Zyranium gas, you want to first go over to the ARC area, receive the shield after doing the quest line, and then come over here to the northwest part of the Paradise Island. There's going to be a bridge here that's completely abandoned, and you're going to be able to use your shield to get across. You can then come over here to this generator, turn it off, and you're good to go. You will no longer have any issues with the Zyranium in this little zone right here. Sneak. So I have to be honest with you, sneak is probably one of the best skills in the game, and there's something very specific that you need to know about it. On normal difficulty or story difficulty, this really isn't a thing, but when it comes to hard mode and very hard mode, if you do not level up your sneak skill, you are not going to be able to one-shot a lot of the enemies without a powerful weapon. As long as your weapon is going to do more damage than that person has of health, you'll be able to take them out with the sneak skill. If your weapon does not do enough damage, then you will not be able to take that enemy out, and it's going to tell you that this enemy is too strong. So that is going to be something that you need to think about moving forward, especially if you don't have sneak in your build. Now there's plenty of ways to get around this. You can make specific weapons or be on the lookout for a lot of weapons that are extremely powerful, or you can level up sneak, and that's going to make that cost a little bit easier for you. Now there's multiple ways to do absolutely everything in this game, so never feel like you're locked into a specific playstyle, or never feel that you're going to be pressured into using a specific skill. Now for my final tip, blue sparks. This seems kind of obvious, but in a lot of situations you may see blue sparks going off in different areas. It's probably in your best interest to go ahead and investigate that area, because there's probably a secret switch, some lore, or an item that could be extremely useful somewhere around in that zone. What I like to do is whenever I see that blue spark, I always investigate the entire zone just to make sure that I'm not missing out on another option for a quest line. You will never know when that terminal and or that key card is going to help you get into a new place, so it's a great idea to go ahead and always check that stuff out when you get the chance. That's going to be all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and smash the like button for me. Consider subbing so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else you need for Outer Worlds 2. I got you covered. This is your boy MSensei. For now though, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here.